here we are, we're finally there, we're getting ready to incorporate, and we'd like to thank our commissioner this evening, our head commissioner that's kind of gotten us through all of this, and there's just a couple more steps, and we're ready to move into being a city. And we're going to talk about those steps so that everybody understands, and if you want to say something to my friend Dan Keys over here.
I'm short in vision.
So we're going to go ahead and get started with the town meeting. And so you ready to go, Mr. Keys?
You bet. You bet, yeah.
Let's see, wait a minute. Where's that? Okay, I think we're ready to go. Uh-oh, there's a call.
Yes, good evening. Can I help you? Well, I'm here at the fellowship hall. I am for making a presentation. I told you that months ago that I had this on my schedule.
Well, you need to come home right now. I mean, right now. I just found some disturbing things on your computer, on your phone records. And the private investigator I hired gave me some disturbing pictures. And don't get me started on that treasurer. Who really upsets me. I am so mad that I could kill you.
Good night, Terry.
Well, that's a bit, yeah, that's a bit enlightening. She could kill me.
Yeah.
I know there's other reasons, but I wouldn't think this would be a reason. I mean, after all, I'm part of the HICC Board of Commissioners. Government is here to serve you. Government is here to serve you. Well, as indicated, clearly, we have put together a package of the future of Holiday Island. And we want to share this with everybody so that you understand where we're going. There are going to be some changes, some major changes here at Holiday Island. And we'd like to present a few of them for you. Can everybody see that? If you can't, it's your problem. At any rate, we'd like to talk a little bit about the retail sales here at Holiday Island. The commissioners have decided to put together a package that in order to curb the explosion that we have here at Holiday Island of wine consumption, all liquor sales will be banned. I have an uncle that's a drunk. He's the city drunk. He lives in Chicago. He's the city drunk and he lives in Chicago. In order for workers in Holiday Island to have adequate free time to spend with their family and so forth, business hours of operation will be limited to 40 hours per week. And in order to attract a real good working force, Holiday Island minimum wage will be set at $20 per hour. Now, just having a look at the retail sales, is there anyone here in the retail business that would like to stand up and address any of these comments? Ah, yes, we have the manager here of our local grocery store.
I don't know where you get off after I let you set up in front of the store and collect signatures for your petition. You're going to pull this. You're going to take 10% of my income, my sales away, and then you're going to cut my hours down over half, and then you're going to increase my labor cost. How am I going to even stay in business? How am I going to help the citizens of Holiday Island, the churches, the food banks? How am I going to help support the golf tournaments that go on here?
Picky, picky, picky.
You, sir, are better off dead.
Oh, yes. We're also going to take a look at the real estate system that we have here at Holiday Island. And in order to stimulate home sales, sales commissions will be limited to only 3%. And in order to prevent the proliferation of real estate offices, there will be a limit of 3 agents operating at Holiday Island. Is there anyone here in the real estate endeavor would like to address that? Please.
Yes, I would, and my financial partner. All discombobulated with all this stuff. My name is Linda. Can't hear you.
Can't hear.
How about this?
Better before.
I don't need your comments. I might run for mayor myself. Put you out of business, fire the commissioners. Anyway, I represent George Realty, and we're a full-service real estate company who is known for quality service, unbelievably low commission rates, and extensive community involvement. And you know, this is my business partner and financial backer, Mary Lowry from Tulsa, Oklahoma. She has invested in my businesses over the years because I am a winner. And I have made sure her investments do well. Right, Mary?
Right, Linda.
Any other comments, Mary? Now, how well I've done?
Really good, Linda.
Thank you, Mary. She's my solid friend right behind me. When I say back her, she's got my back. Well, I can't speak for the other real estate companies, but that 3%, that's a moot point. I'm only going to charge 2.5% commission. Yeah, pretty good. And by doing that, I think I deserve a contract to be the only agent at Holiday Island. Mary, you think you might want to buy Holiday Island?
Well, I certainly would consider it, Linda.
Well, we're a new firm moving to Holiday Island, and we want to be on board when it becomes a city in January the 1st. I'm going to be on the ground floor. I've even found a church I'm going to join, the Holiday Island Community Church. And I'll probably run for a seat on the church council right at the start, because I'm a winner. Now, my firm will be selling and hiring the 2 top agents from the other real estate companies that will be going out of business with me on the ground. With my marketing skills, I will get rid of all the current inventory between 45 and 60 days. Yes, because I'm a winner. Right, Mary?
Right, Linda.
Thank you. Now, you may read some articles in the local newspapers about me or my company, and they may dispute some of what my claims are to you tonight. But you know what? I just want you to remember, when you read that articles, or multiple articles, just remember 2 words while you're reading it. Fake news. Fake news. They'll probably even name a street after me at Holiday Island. I'll be so successful. Now, I want each of you to take some cards. Well, take more than that. I'm going to be handing, Mary, why don't you just go ahead and be handing out for me?
Happy to, Linda.
Just, and if you want me to later, I'll autograph them for you, because you're going to want my autograph. I'm going to be something. I am so charged up. I tell you, I'm so excited to get going. Holiday Island, here I come.
Well, if you weren't a little Tinkerbell. And by the way, it's already done. We have already decided that there's only going to be 3, and that is the margin of profit. So it's a done deal. Forget it.
What do you mean, forget it? I can't be an agency here?
It's the same as it's dead. The deal's dead.
No wonder everybody hates you. Come on, Mary. I've got money invested in this, and I'm gonna get it out of his hide.
There ain't much there to hide, I tell you. Okay, moving on then rapidly. We have several clubs and organizations here at Holiday Island. The Elk, the Rotary, the Salvation Army. All prolific revenue generators. Will pay a fee for operating at Holiday Island equal to 10% of the revenue they generate. And then, of course, we might have some people who would like to comment on that. Are there any people from any of those organizations that would like to make? Oh, yes, okay. We have.
Get him, Rupert. Hi, my name's Rupert, and I represent the Elks Lodge here on Holiday Island. First of all, well, whoever you are, you started out with Dan Keys, but I don't know who you are. But anyway, first of all, you really don't know what you're talking about, but that's all right. For the last 3 years, you haven't known what you're talking about. The Elks and the other organizations on the island, they're the only ones that support the community. You know, Holiday Island doesn't support the community. All they know is they can't take care of the refunds, the resources they've got right now. The money they make now, they mismanage it. All they want is 10% more so they can mismanage it more than what they were before. So, but the Elks, we have 3 fundraisers every year. We have the pancake breakfast twice a year. We have the golf tournament, and we have the brown elk sale. Now, every penny of the revenue we raise from these functions goes straight to the community. We don't keep a penny of it. Okay, last year we gave 208 gifts to the Carroll County Learning Center. That's for children and adults both. Some of these children would never have a Christmas if we didn't have a Christmas for them. We also bought band uniforms and band instruments for the Eureka Spring High School Marching Band. We also bought library books and school supplies for children who couldn't afford it. This year we went to every 5th grade class in Carroll County for a drug awareness program, where we tried to teach them the bad parts of having drugs. Now, you wouldn't do any of this. We also support the vets in the area. This year, we gave out 3 or 4 packages for returning vets so they could start a new home, get a new house, and these are things they needed to start that house, like small kitchen appliances, bedding, cleaning materials, things like this. They need those to start a house. This month, we're going to have a baby shower for pregnant veterans and veterans' wives, where we're going to give them needed things like bed strollers, car seats, diapers, and things that they need to start a family. They won't get this from anybody else. And you want to take 10% away. What you're going to hurt is 10% of these people out in the community. You're not going to hurt us. You know, rumor has it also that you want to run for mayor once we become a city. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. But I think somebody should take you out and shoot you now so we don't have to worry about it.
Well, remember, folks, now, that 10% is charity to the HICC board, and, you know, government's here to help you. So, is there anybody here from the, oh, hell yes, we got the Rotary.
Hi, I'm Niall Carruthers. I'm with the Rotary. And I must say, with your limited education, you know very little about the Rotary. That 95 cents out of every dollar that's contributed to the Rotary goes to a charitable cause. We rank 4th in the world in that. But what you don't realize is that how we help the community here. By taking 10% of our funds, you are going to kill our youth programs. We give out free books to all children under 5 years. We give out dictionaries to all 3rd graders, free. We give a program to give incentives to keep kids in high school and on to college. And we also give out several college scholarships. You will kill those programs. You will stop those programs helping our youth. And someone needs to stop you. And I might be the one to do it.
Well, Rotary, we're still looking at that 10%. I think you're spinning your wheels. Okay, we also have some representative of Salvation Army. Oh, yes. Would you mind come up here?
Well, we're here on behalf of the Salvation Army, and I'm Captain Ashley, and this is Lieutenant Emily. And I absolutely stinking have something to say to you. Listen, okay, do you understand that, first of all, nobody's getting my 10% except for God? Okay, that's just first of all. Second of all, do you understand what 10% would do? Oh my goodness, go ahead, tell them what we do with that.
I hope you know that you would be taking away from the less fortunate. We help with disasters, with all the flooding that happened in Texas, with all the flooding that happened in Florida. We were there. We were there the whole time. We're still there. We do youth activities every Wednesday. We have character building programs. You'd be taking away from these children who are less fortunate. We don't even know their parents half the time, but they come to us because it's a safe place where they can eat and they can have a meal and they can learn something about Jesus and give them some kind of foundation for their lives. You're taking away from our church programs on Sundays. I mean, Lieutenant Nick couldn't even make it tonight because he's out doing the bus route for Kettles. We start Kettles today. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year, makes up the majority of our budget, and you take 10% of that, and we're not going to be able to help with utilities. We're not going to be able to help with food boxes. We're not going to be able to help with furniture vouchers or food boxes. We're not going to be able to keep our family stores open, which people come shopping with us every day in order to buy clothing for their children that's not priced ridiculously high. And you're going to be taking away all of those things, and you should just be ashamed of yourself. Do you have anything you'd like to say? No, we don't care. We don't care what you have to say. No, we're not done. You should just know. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Taking 10%. People can barely give God 10% these days. And you want to take it. You want to take God's share because why?
Put a nickel on the drum, save another drunken bum.
Speaking of drunken bums, we have a CSRC program where men go and they live with us for a minimum of 3 or 6 months. They rehabilitate. They're hooked on drugs and alcohol, and we give them a warm place to stay, and they have a work program where they work in our family stores, and you're going to take that away. You're going to take away our funding where we will not be able to help these men and these children and these people who need our help. You should absolutely be ashamed of yourselves, and I would sleep with one eye open. If I was you. You're disgusting. You're like the scum on the bottom of my ship.
Okay, now we have the Hospitality Association here. They distribute phone books, as we all know, and they are now going to be considered a utility and subject to a franchise fee to be negotiated. Is there anybody here from the Holiday Island Hospitality Association? Oh, yes, here we are.
Move out of the way, Dan.
I cannot believe I let you put a sign in my front yard last time you rented it. Don't look over there, cheesehead. Let me have a minute for my blood pressure to come down. After 47 years of marriage, it's best to count to 10 before I open my mouth. I want to remind you that Holiday Island is important because of all of these organizations. We've been here since 1974. All we do are things to benefit Holiday Island. We can't survive if you tax our phone books. That's our 90% of our income. We put all the carvings in, we put the signage in, we put the Christmas tree lights up, we buy equipment for the rec center, equipment for the ballroom. We sponsor several of the clubs around here, the garden, the hiking, all these clubs. We're responsible for funding them and helping them. And we just feel we're an extremely important part of the Holiday Island experience. We can't survive with what you're proposing there because for two reasons. You're cutting our income and you're increasing our expenses because we don't pay for the use of the facilities around here and the ease of working with HICC. Apparently it's not going to be so easy to work with the city. I don't know what else to say to you, but that's about all I get. I did bring your present though. I don't know if you know how to if you need help with that, let me know.
I detect a bit of animosity. I didn't cover, but I think he amply amplified the situation there on contributions to activities benefiting the public will no longer be accepted as in-kind payment. And a fee will be assessed to allow for the display of artwork, such as wood carvings and so forth, on public property. We're covering the gamut. Now, as far as the facilities are concerned here at Holiday Island, of course, we all know golf is very important. So in order to make the golf course more exclusive golf, fees will be doubled at $1,500 for a one-time membership application, okay? And in order to assure that the golf operation be a wholesome, family-oriented environment, no beer and wine will be available. And last but not least, the barn really is not considered a valuable asset and it will be torn down. Is there anybody here wishing to represent the golfing community at all? Oh, here we have.
Hey, dude! What's happening?
This is representative of the golfing community.
Can you hold that for me right there?
Or hey, did you call for some lessons? You need some lessons.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Why'd you bring me over here? I'm playing golf with Pastor Tim. I was on the 9th hole, and I ended up taking his stupid clubs.
Well, this is your opportunity. Express yourself at this point.
What are we doing here?
I don't know if you don't.
I don't know. I don't have a clue. I just play golf.
We're going to go ahead and increase the application fees to $1,500 to help. After watching you golf, it's going to cost us that much to enlarge our holes.
Yeah, that's okay. Got anything else?
Well, yeah, we think that this should be an environment that's wholesome for the family and their friends. We don't want to have any wine or beer.
Oh, that's not negotiable. Hey! Does that mean I can build a new country club?
Yeah.
Does that mean I can get a big raise?
No.
I can get a new golf bag?
No. The government is here to help. We're not here to enhance individuals.
No raise?
No way. No way.
No new golf course?
No new golf course.
No,
No new club.
no nothing?
No.
I'm going back over with Reverend Tim. He's a lot more fun on that green. I'm not liking this. You just do whatever you want to do and you'll be sorry. Because 11% of this place plays golf and they're all going to come get you because I'm going to send them your way. Don't mess with old Barry. And if you want some lessons, just let me know. 4. Yeah, I'll see you around.
The new membership is going to be 2,000.
Whatever.
Is there anybody here from the organization who would like to represent the barn?
Me.
Oh, okay, Farmer Brown here.
Everybody read this. My name is Farmer Brown, and this is my teleprompter. I am the president of the Friends of the Barn. We have 200 members in our group. The barn was built in 1938, so next year it's going to be 80 years old. And we were planning a big, big celebration. And then guess what this guy does? He says they're going to burn it down? What do you think of that? Thank you. The barn is the most rented place in Holiday Island. $6,000 last year we gave to these guys for rent. We had one family that had 70 people in for 3 days, and they stayed in areas around Holiday Island and had a wonderful time. They've been doing that for 5 years now. We have a stage in the round over there. It's a circular stage. It's not working real well because we have a lot of old people up there. But at any rate, Hank Thompson played on that stage. Hank Thompson, one of the old country western stars. We have put in 23 custom windows to this place, 23. We've put in thousands of dollars, and we've had 4 barn raisers, people that have given us $1,000 a piece. They don't want that burned down. They want to keep it as it is. Now, we have 200 members in the Friends of the Barn. Many of them are here tonight. Mr. Dan, would you move aside so they can see the banner over there? It's a wonderful banner. It's Veterans Day tomorrow, right? Thank you all veterans. And I have about 60 veterans who are up on the Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines. And they are all going to be PO, put out about this. And many of my Army and Marine buddies know how to shoot a gun. And they have a lot of guns here at Holiday Island. Many of my Navy buddies that are Friends of the Barn know how to use this. They know how to tie knots. So, let's see. Last thing I'd like to say is, have you ever been at the barn? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. So, I would say one more thing, and that is you are from Wisconsin. You're a good old Catholic boy. I know your mom and dad. They would be very disappointed in you. And I am disappointed. You better be careful when you go home tonight. Thank you.
The old saying goes, when the barn is, and the gate's gone and the horse and what, and you got to put the pile here, and on. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the churches also. Now, as we all know, you can't buy your way into heaven. We know that. But you must buy your way into Holiday Island with a 10% tie to the city. churches while you're there, sermons will be required to have a good beginning, a good ending, and little in between. And 15-minute maximum sermon. Is anybody here? Oh, yeah.
No. That would be me. That would be me, yes.
I would like to speak to that. My name is Karen Tim, and I am the wife of Pastor Tim at the Holiday Island Community Church. He had an important meeting with Mr. Green and could not be here this afternoon. However, he asked me to speak on behalf of the churches of Holiday Island. We were wondering if you ever heard about the separation of church and state, or if you were familiar with the First Amendment, right of free speech and freedom of religion. Perhaps you might like to read those documents and reconsider your position. For your information, 20 to 25 minutes has been a standard time for sermons for many years. Actually, the new standard at many places now is 40 to 50 minutes. Maybe this will get you to church, since you would have to time the sermons. Perhaps you would like to facilitate the preaching schedule and tell us what to preach. Actually, you have no authority to get into the Lord's business and to impose this ridiculous tax on the Holiday Island churches. That tax would mean that we would have to drastically cut our outreach to our community and surrounding area. It would mean all kinds of cuts and reductions and challenge us to be what we were called to be as churches. Are you trying to run off the 6 churches on Holiday Island with your crazy new rules? Our bottom line is you will be hearing from our lawyer. Oh, yeah. And my husband will be running for mayor and will be reversing all of this nonsense that we are hearing this evening. Dan Keyes, just because you are the commissioner, it doesn't mean that you have the power to run the rest of us out. For 23 years, I've been dying to tell you what I thought of you. And now, well, being a Christian woman, I can't say it.
Well, if anyone understands sitting and listening to Pastor Jeff, you thoroughly understand when I say you'll understand the term dead end. In summary, a quick summary. HICC will ban all liquor sales. There will be a 40-hour maximum hours of operation, $20 minimum wage, 3% maximum real estate commission. It will be limited to 3 agents. There will be a 10% fee on revenue from clubs and organizations, franchise fees on phone books. The arts will pay for the use of the facilities and pay a fee to display their artwork. We will double the fees, $1,500 to membership, no beer or wine license. We will tear down the barn. The churches tie 10%, and sermons are limited to 15 minutes. A great package for you to look forward here. We're here to serve you folks. Remember that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes!
Don't anybody move! The sheriff's here! This is Sheriff Clueless. Let's see what's happening here. Is everybody okay? Everybody okay over there? Yeah, the lights be on just a minute. Don't worry, don't worry. Oh no! Don't anybody move. It's Commissioner Keys. Oh no, he's been shot in the head. Oh my goodness. Got a rope around his neck. Somebody lynched him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh no. There's no pulse. There's no pulse. I've never seen this before. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's cover this sucker up. Focus, focus. You're in focus. It's your lucky day. I don't think they liked your package. You made somebody really mad. And now look. Look what you got. Aha, but somebody did it. Somebody did it. Who did it? Anybody want to raise your hand and confess that you did it? I'm going to get you anyway. I've already got these other yahoos out here. I got them in semi-prison. I'm going to bring them all back in here. We're going to see who did this. Somebody's going to pay. Moment of silence for Commissioner Keys. Amen. Hallelujah. Oh, it's a ghost. Oh, oh my gosh. It's a ghost. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be by the ghost. You're not ghost, you're Karen Tim.
Ghost of Karen Tim. Did you do it?
Not saying.
Did you do it? Did you do it?
Not this time.
Hey. You done it before? Did I miss it? Did you do it?
I don't even know Dan Keys.
Oh, please. Oh, I didn't do it. No. Okay.
I think they might have done it. Oh, you were really mad. I saw you. Woo!
Totally innocent.
Yeah, and I saw this one jumping up and down. She got so mad she could have killed somebody.
I could have jumped on top of him, but I didn't do it. I couldn't hurt a fly.
It's always the preacher's wife that did it.
I'm a Christian. I wouldn't kill anybody.
Yeah?
Just maim them.
Somebody did a good job here, right in the forehead. Put a bullet right in his head. And somebody put a rope around his neck.
Well, pardon us for not crying.
Anybody else want to cry? Okay. Well, we're going to find out who did it. Everybody raise your hand. Raise your hand. I now deputize you to be my deputies. We are not leaving this building till we find the guilty person. Okay? Okay. So you've got a couple minutes to find the yellow sheet in here. Take it to the back and get your dessert, leave it back there, and then we'll tell you in about 10 minutes who did it. Okay, you ready to find out who did it? Okay, where's Niall? Niall, where are you? You weren't very convincing. 1 vote. Nick actually got as many votes as you did. It says Dan Keats killed himself. Barry Story didn't do very well either. I got 2 votes. Where's Rupert? Oh, wait a minute. No, Barry got 2. Salvation Army, 5 votes. They really did great. I mean, they didn't learn until they came in tonight that they were going to be doing their skits. I mean, you may not be the killers, but you killed it. Okay, we're getting a little bit better with Sunfest. 9 votes. Brian. Oh, actually, Brian got another 10, so 19. Our little butterfly over here to Glenda George, 11. Hi-ha, 16. It was the rope that did it. And the little preacher's wife got 20 votes. And let's see, who does that leave? Oh, Ken Brown! And the winner of the gift card is Ken Brown, who'll be going to jail and won't need it. Okay, so that was your ending. None of you got my ending. Okay, at the very beginning we had a what? A phone call. And who was that? Terry. And she had found something on the computer, and she had found something that her private investigator had. She had looked at the phone logs, and she said she was so mad she could kill him. Okay, you had one other clue in there, which was the most important clue, maybe. Anybody get that clue? Okay, Terry's not only the commissioner, but he's also the head of what group on the island?
Hikers.
The hikers. Yeah. And he made mention of the treasurer. Remember, she said how mad she was at the treasurer? You know who the treasurer of the hikers is? Karen, who's the treasurer of the hikers? Karen.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And now, I don't know if you noticed, but when Barry came in with his bag, he said that that was Reverend Tim's bag. Anybody see what was hanging on the side of the bag? There was a rope hanging on the side of the bag. Ah, okay. So my plot was that Terry, with her private investigator and everything, discovered that her husband was having an affair, and with Karen, the treasurer. And so Terry hung him. She snuck in when it was dark and hung him, and I shot him. And so Terry and I are now off in the Bahamas spending all of Dan Key's money. Karen was left to be the pastor of Holiday Island Community Church.
Go girl.
So we hope that you had a fun evening. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank you for getting a good head start for the Salvation Army Ministry that we'll be supporting for the next month here. If you'd like to get a head start on that, the kettles are out there. They're ready to go. And you'll be seeing them here in a couple weeks over at Sunfest. So if anybody would like to ring bells for that, they're 2-hour shifts. And they're all during the week, so just about any day that you can think of. Each one of the churches has a specific day, but if you can't do that one, we'll put you to work anyway at another time. Yeah, Elks and Rotary also. So I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless.